Coming up next on Scale Auto Guy's Workbench, the first of the kits that were so graciously sent to me from a good friend of mine. Stay tuned. Welcome back. Like I said in the intro, this is the first build of the kits that were sent to me, and this one here is going to be real quick and easy. This is basically just it's kind of a snap together. Just a minimal amount of gluing is going to be required to build this kit, and this will join the fleet of police cars that I already have. So this is going to be cool. This is the Lindberg Crown Victoria California Highway Patrol car. This is going to be a really quick, easy, neat build. So let's get started on it. First up, the pre-painted body in the traditional black and white. Let me add a little bit more light here. In the traditional black and white, this does have a few scuff marks on it from being in the box and not in its plastic bag. I may throw a coat of future floor polish on that to just kind of brighten it up a little bit. So that may delay the build a little. You guys won't notice it, but I will. Next up is the one-piece chassis. Everything's all molded in. This is a screw bottom car, so that's going to make assembly really easy. I'm just going to kind of pick out the exhaust system and the fuel tank. I might leave the fuel tank black because in the 90s and stuff, they started switching over to plastic fuel tanks. So those were always black. So I might just do the exhaust and leave the rest be. And that's the end of that. Next up is the interior. Now I did put this guard in place. It just kind of fits down into the interior tub. I just kind of threw that in there so it's not, because it was not attached to anything. It was just loosely lying in there, so I just put it in there so I wouldn't lose it. One of the seats did detach from the tree. That's not a big deal. Let me flip this over so you can see the seat detail, seat backs, the dash. Next up is the chrome tree. It does have the... everything's pre-painted on this, which makes it nice. But that's your headlight and grille assembly. And then your spotlights. These I think will have to be glued on. There's no like pins or attachment points molded into that. And they'll go up on the A-pillars on the body. So, and then your mirror faces, which do have alignment pins. I don't know if they'll just press in or if they'll have to have a little dab of glue put on them, but that's fine. Your stock wheels. I'll throw a little panel line in there to give it a little accent, and a little blue in the center for the Ford emblems. Hopefully I'll remember to do that. Next up is your beacons and your taillights. They're already pre-colored, so you don't have to mess around and paint them. They're already done. Now this kit is from 2007, so a lot of you guys might not have this kit. I don't know, you might have, some of you may have it in your stash. So it is an older kit, but it's still going to be fun to build. The next thing up is the 4 screws and your metal axles. I like when they have the splines on the ends. That helps hold the wheels on once you get them in place. A couple other parts that I forgot is your mirrors. So it's nice that they're not attached to the body, because it's easier to get those chrome pieces inside and then go ahead and attach the mirrors to the body. It's harder to attach those the chrome mirror faces to the mirror bodies when they're molded into the body of the car. I mean, it's not impossible, but it makes it a little bit more difficult. You have to fiddle around with it a little bit too much. Next up is your police radio equipment. And I'll have to kind of pick out some of the detail on that. Your one-piece glass. That just pops up into the body. Next up is your vinyl tires. They're kind of hard. They are Goodyear branded tires, or you can go just with the smooth black wall on this side, or they have the raised letters, the Eagle RS1s, what does that say? RSA, Goodyear Eagle RSAs. So you can either go smooth black wall, or you can go with the raised white letter, or not white letter, raised letter. The last thing is your instruction sheet. Is this just one? No, it's got to be more than one page. It feels like just one page. Ah, there we go. Pretty simple, basic assembly instructions. So it shouldn't be too difficult to do this car. Like I said, I may go ahead and throw a coat of future floor polish on that body just to brighten it up and cover up some of those scratches and things like that. If you look real close at the rear bumper, I don't know if you can see this in the mirror. See right in here? There's a severe rub mark there where it's been rubbing on the body, or excuse me, rubbing on the box. The body was rubbing on the box, and it's kind of dulled the finish there a little bit. So I think a coat of future, the car is pretty shiny on its own, but a little coat of future floor polish there will bring that all back around. So I think that I'll go ahead and do that first, and then we'll get to putting this car together. So let's head over to the paint booth. We'll throw that coat on there, and then we'll come back to the bench here and start doing our assemblies. Okay, I'll see you there. All right, fellas, little change of plans here. Instead of going over and putting a coat of clear on this body, I decided to try to polish it to see what I could do with it. And the rub marks, there was a couple up here on the hood. They're gone. Back here on the bumper, it's gone. So, yeah, the coat of polish, I actually went over it 3 times, and it really brought the shine out in that pre-painted body. So I did the entire body and the front fascia piece, and that coat of Meguiar's Mirror Glaze, that really made the colors pop. So from this point, why don't we start getting the interior together, and we'll go from there. All right, I did have to do the decal for the gauges, which is, I don't know if you can see it or not, is in there. I also took a gel pen and kind of picked out some of the knobs and buttons and what have you in there. And on the center console as well. So we're almost ready to put this all together. I also went in and just kind of picked out some door handles, and they're very plain. They're not very well marked out. It's a police car. It's supposed to be that way. Now, I did glue the seat backs onto the seats. It wasn't necessary, I guess, because they did kind of snap in place, but I added a little bit of glue just to kind of hold them in place. So let's go ahead and put these seats in. Did that snap in? I heard it snap, but it doesn't feel like it is. Yeah, okay, that's in there. Okay. Wow, that one snapped in there good. Now, it says I have to glue this console in, and that's fine. I just need to figure out exactly where it needs to go. I don't want to put it too far forward because I may put it in the way of the dash. So what I'm going to do is I've got the dash pretty much ready to go. I just want to put a dab of glue on the back side here of the steering wheel just to kind of make sure that it stays in place. I don't want this coming apart after I get the car assembled. So I just put a little dab of glue in there. And this is more than likely going to snap right down in place. There it is. Now I know where I can put the center console. Needs to come back just a little bit. Yeah, probably right about in there. So let me get that glued in. Also, this piece here is a separate piece from it. It just kind of pops down into a hole right there. I'm going to put a little dab of glue right there as well, just to kind of hold it in place. It will more than likely stay wherever it is, but at the same time, I want a little added insurance. As well as this piece back here. This just kind of fits in there too, and I just want to put a little glue just for insurance reasons. All right, let me grab that with these. All right. There we are. That's right about where I want it. Yeah, that looks nice and even. Okay. The interior is almost complete. I had this in here before. Let's say it goes this way. I don't remember. I just kind of popped it into place before, not thinking about where it should go. There you go. Yeah, so this is kind of slanted, so you want the angle to be like this and then going up. If you put it the other way, I don't know if it'll fit quite right, but I think that looks like it should. Okay, so the interior is now complete, and we can move on. The directions say to go ahead and put the glass and the interior into the body right now, but I want to wait because when I put the beacons on the roof, I want to make sure that I can get in here and put a dab of glue on each pin to hold it in place. So I'm going to leave that set right now. Let's go on. I know I need to do the chassis yet. I want to paint the exhaust system and such before I put this all together. So let me go ahead and get that done, and I'll be right back. All right, I got the exhaust system painted out. That's about all I'm going to do with the chassis. The rest of it looks okay-ish. I might throw a little bit of blue, and I forgot about the transmission, so I'll knock that out here in a little bit. But for right now, we're going to start on the wheels and tires. I've got all the wheels mounted in the tires, as you can see, and I went with the smooth sidewall instead of the raised letter. Raised letter tires on police cars don't look right, in my opinion. So I'm going to throw a little bit of the Tamiya panel line black in there. And the reason why I have these other tires here is these don't sit quite level when you have them on here, and because of the stem on the back of the tire. That seems to be working all right. When I first tried it, they were falling over. It might have been just the one that had something. Yeah, that has a little lip on it. And that one does not. But I'm going to throw some panel line black in there and set those aside to dry. While those are drying, I'll take care of the engine and transmission parts on the chassis, and then we'll start throwing this all together. Can't really see what I'm doing here. There we go. We'll let that dry, and I'll be right back. All right, I went ahead and got the Tamiya panel line black done. I got the wheels installed on the chassis. We're coming into the home stretch on this, guys. I went ahead and put the beacon together and got that attached to the roof. I just gotta wait for the glue to dry on that. By the way, I used this Mod Podge Dimensional Magic. This stuff works fantastic for gluing like clear parts and chrome parts. It doesn't distort it or anything like that, like the tube glue does, and it holds spectacularly after it cures. But it does take a while for it to cure. So I've got everything prepped and ready. I even went ahead and put some bare metal foil. Excuse the pet hair. I would put some chrome metal foil on the back end here where the taillights go, so that they would have a reflective surface. And we just got to push the taillights in place and put a little dab of glue in there to hold them. That, decals, and I'll see you at the final. Welcome to the final on this 1994 Ford Crown Victoria California Highway Patrol car by Lindberg. This is the first build from the box of kits that was sent to me by my good friend over in California. This was a really quick build, and it only took me a couple of hours to complete. Everything went together real easy, and I couldn't help but notice that there was virtually zero flash on all of the parts. But because this kit was from 2007, the decals were a bit stubborn and took a long time to separate from the paper, even though I was using water that was between warm and hot. It wasn't so hot that I couldn't put my fingers in it, but it was quite warm. Thankfully, all of the decals came off in one piece, and they laid down on the car beautifully. You had a little wiggle room there to get them in position, and once you patted them down, they stayed. The biggest problem I had with this kit was getting the spotlights to hold in place. They were a bit problematic, to say the least. If I put them any further up on the A-pillars, they would just fall off the car. So I know in the box art they show them a little bit higher on the A-pillars, but honestly, the way I put them on there, they're resting kind of on the hood and kind of on the windshield. That was the only way I could get them to tack down and stay in place. Otherwise, they would just kind of fall off the car. Now, the stance of this Crown Vic, when it's sitting on all four tires, is perfect. It's not sitting on all four tires right now because of the steel axles that come with the kit. They allow the car to just roll away. So I had to put a tire up underneath the rear axle, just kind of keep the car in place on the turntable. That's why the rear tires are off the ground, I guess you could say. Now, the rub marks from being exposed to the inside of the box, well, those were easily removed through some polishing. I put 3 coats of Meguiar's mirror glaze on there, and it not only did it correct the few scratches and rub marks, but it also brought out the color and the shine. So that's why that car looks so shiny. Now, I did a quick search on eBay, and this kit and others just like it, and they come in different police departments and stuff, but it's basically the same kit, different box, different decals. It's still available, and it's available in prices ranging from $19 to $60, depending on how much you want to pay. So I just gave you a lead on where to get one if you're interested in getting one. Like I said, this went together really well, and I'm adding this to the fleet of police cars I already have. All of them are Crown Vics, and they are from different police departments and such, and I'll include photos of those after this final. Well, another great build is done. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, go ahead and click that thumbs up button. If you have any questions or comments, please write those in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to respond as soon as possible. Be sure to follow me on Facebook, or you can drop me a line at scaleautoguy@gmail.com. If you want more videos like this one, make sure to hit the subscribe button below and the bell icon so that you'll be notified when I post new videos. Thanks for watching Scale Auto Guy's Workbench, and I'll see you on the next build.